himself alone and how he is as a singles competitor, rather than always having a tag team partner right there. If he can, I can't think of the word. If he could just make himself look like I can't even think of how to say this. Make himself look like a true singles competitor and put on a hell of a good show, then I could see him maybe in a couple of years getting a main event push, but not before then. I think he really needs to work his way up. Kane to SmackDown. I think now we may see a Brothers of Destruction reunion. I think that is what the WWE Universe has been waiting for the past couple of years. I think the last time they reunited was against Matt Hardy and MVP. Post a comment or something. Let me know if any of you are up to date with your facts. I think I have a good memory. I think that is the last time we've seen Kane and The Undertaker together. It was against Matt Hardy and MVP for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Kane to SmackDown. They could do that Kane and Edge feud. I think everyone wanted to see. The WWE fans wanted to see that. Unfortunately, couldn't. And we're stuck with the choice to have the Great Khali rammed down your throat. People talk about John Cena being thrown down your throat. No, the Great Khali in 2007 was thrown down people's throat and then stuffed back into it. Because no one ever thought Great Khali would actually be a good competitor. I didn't. I don't know anyone who did. And they just put the Great Khali to be over like a Big Show or Andre the Giant, which he will never be over. The only audience he'd be that over with is probably the Indian audience, not his home country. Yeah, Kane and Edge. Maybe Kane and CM Punk. I know they had a brief little tag stint. I don't recall them ever doing any meaningful one-on-one matchups as far as the ECW Championship went. You do Kane and Chris Jericho. I think Kane was, outside of a backstage segment, I think Kane was the one superstar in a year and a half that Chris Jericho did not manage to have a match with. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember a Kane versus Chris Jericho match. In the year and a half, Chris Jericho, who was also drafted to SmackDown, he feuded with everybody on Raw since his return in November of 2007. He feuded with everybody. He feuded with Randy Orton, JBL, Shawn Michaels, Triple H even for a night, Ric Flair, John Cena, Batista, Rey Mysterio. I believe he may not have. If not, that's a good thing about them both being on Raw, because that would be an absolutely great match. Jericho did a program with CM Punk. He had the brief little feud before the Shawn Michaels one started. He had the brief feud with Jeff Hardy, which he can continue on SmackDown. Personally, I've heard rumors, Chris Jericho and The Undertaker, which I don't believe has ever been done. I don't think they've ever had a one-on-one matchup, at least on TV. So that would be a great feud. So, as much as I would love to see Chris Jericho as a babyface, I miss the old Y2J. He is an absolutely phenomenal heel. If he makes it in a week's time, not even in 5 minutes, he made you cheer the hell out of him to make you want to kill him. And he has done it repeatedly. No one has. I don't think anyone, even Randy Orton, in the midst of his McMahon hit list storyline rivalry, I don't even think Randy Orton's drawn as much heat as Chris Jericho has. Now, personally, the Legends match at WrestleMania, I think that should have definitely gone to Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold, but I don't think Stone Cold would have wrestled. But yeah, Chris Jericho, the limits are endless, or the possibilities are endless, rather. For Chris Jericho, he could go a million ways as a heel. He could go a million ways as a babyface. Vladimir Kozlov, for the 10th pick, was drafted to ECW. I think the only reason Vladimir Kozlov was drafted to ECW, because I have a feeling he will become the ECW champion, because they literally have nothing for him on SmackDown. Vladimir Kozlov is probably one of the worst wrestlers I've ever seen. Yes, I know he's trained in that Russian Sambo or whatever it is, but all I think they tried to do with Kozlov was try to make him like the guy from Rocky. You know, the Russian, or from, I don't remember which Rocky movie. The Russian from the Rocky movie. But I think they just tried to make him like him, some tough badass. But I don't know. I think I've heard from some people, I've heard on here from some people, Vladimir Kozlov going to ECW, he could train with Fit Finlay. Fit Finlay is a very good wrestler, very good technical wrestler. He could definitely tune up Vladimir Kozlov. As far as feuds go, I think he could maybe do a brief one with Tommy Dreamer or if he retires. Could do one with Finlay. He could do one with Christian, Evan Bourne, or DJ Gabriel's. Last I checked, he's a babyface. I'm not sure. Raw just got for the 11th pick in the draft. I think that's what I'm up to. Yeah, because Kozlov was 10. Raw got one of the hottest divas, and I mean both in the body way and in a role way, because Maurice, who we all know did not win in the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal. I think her team, with Michelle McCool getting the pinfall, won on Raw last week, or this past Monday night, and I think there was the 6 or 10 or whatever it was Diva matchup, which had Gail Kim, and I think Maurice's team, I think SmackDown won that again. I'm not positive on that, but Maurice is outside of her looks and the body, I honestly, she's a good female wrestler, but I don't know why Vince McMahon is so much higher on her than he is on any other diva. I know I just said she was on a roll, and she is, but I kind of hope that maybe divas like Mickie James, who hasn't had the women's championship in a few months, could get it over a diva like Beth Phoenix, who Beth Phoenix had like two or three reigns in about a year period. You could do Maurice and Kelly Kelly. I think Kelly Kelly's been pushing herself to get a matchup for the WWE or Women's Championship, which will now be a matchup for the WWE Divas Championship, since Kelly is staying on Raw and the Divas title's on Raw. Maurice could do a program with Mickie James, maybe Beth Phoenix if Maurice were to turn babyface, or Beth Phoenix were to turn babyface. I doubt very much they would do a heel-on-heel diva match. I know heel-on-heel matchups usually don't work that well. I think the last time they did one of those was one that really sticks out in my mind was Edge and Randy Orton at Vengeance in 2004 over the Intercontinental Championship, and well, I believe Edge was actually cheered more, but a heel-on-heel match, they haven't done too many of them. Babyface on babyface matches don't even work too well. So, we'll see. Last but not least, Rey Mysterio, drafted back to SmackDown. Rey Mysterio, I kind of hope he drops the IC title and goes after the world title again. I loved Rey Mysterio as World Heavyweight Champion.